Do you want to learn how to make the best keto low carb bread ever? You just stay tuned and keep on watching. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dee and this is the Optimistic Network. Today we're gonna make the best tasting keto bread ever. So I've washed my hands are clean because I gotta get in there to separate the egg yolk. And while you review the ingredients that we're going to need today, I would like to ask you, if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn your notification bells on, leave a comment, and don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. So for the best low carb keto bread, you're going to need a little vanilla, you're going to need a little cinnamon, just a little tip because you don't want to change it. You're going to need some almond flour, a little salt, a little baking powder, and you're going to need about 6 egg yolks and 2 whole egg, and then you're going to need the 6 egg whites. You're also going to need 1/3 cup of cooking oil, whatever cooking oil that suits you. I used olive oil. And then you're going to need a little cream of tartar, just a little. You don't need a lot of cream of tartar. So what I'm doing here, I'm separating the egg yolk from the white, and you don't want any yolk in that white at all. If there is even a hint of egg yolk in that egg white, you will not get that cloud that we're gonna mix later, because we need to make a cloud later. So we need to whip up the egg white so there's no yellow. I must tell you to use whatever method you use to separate your egg yolk from your white, but this is just always the way that works for me. I use clean, very clean hands, but even then I still had to start over because I got a little hint of yellow in there and I had to start over. I may put that little part in there so you guys see it. So I just continue the process of taking my time to separate the egg yolk from the egg white. So here I got the tiniest hint of egg yolk in my egg white, and I was kind of trying to take it out and see if it would work, but I said, you know what, Dee, just start it over, because I don't want to waste my time and waste egg beating up that, because if there's any yolk in it, it won't fluff, it won't make the cloud. So I was trying, but I started over, so that's why you see me trying to scoop out some yellow. So I started over and I ended up using 4 yolks, 3 whole eggs, and 4 egg whites to make my cloud. So I didn't add any more egg. When I started the video I said 8 eggs, but actually I used 7. So again, 4 egg yolks, 3 whole eggs, and then the white from 4 eggs. So I set my egg white aside, added the olive oil to the egg yolk, and just beat it lightly until it all combined. And you'll notice in the picture I added the mozzarella cheese. I was gonna add that to my bread and make cheese bread, and I just figured I would go slow because I've never done this before. So I changed my mind about adding the mozzarella, but you'll see me add just a little hint, but don't add mozzarella unless you know what you're doing, unless you know a recipe. I didn't know a recipe. I was just putting stuff together, and I'm really happy I did not add the cheese because my bread came out perfect. At this time, I was just preheating my oven at 350. So preheat your oven at 350 while you make your mixture. And right here, I'm just mixing up the 1/3 cup of olive oil, 4 egg yolks, and 3 whole eggs. And I want to mention to you guys, don't use a little baby bowl like me. Use a big old bowl. Just use a big enough bowl, because as you'll see in the mixture, I had to change my bowl like 3 times because it wasn't big enough. So just use a big bowl. Better using a big bowl and the stuff in there is not enough than using a small bowl with too much stuff running over. Don't make a mess. Just use a big bowl. So here I'm using the Great Value almond flour, and this is the blanched almond flour, and I'm using a half a cup measurement, so I want 2 cups, so I'm using 4 half a cups to make 2 cups of almond flour for my mixture. And again, use a big bowl, you'll see. Then I added the little vanilla, the little cinnamon, and a little baking powder to my mixture. So I added the flour to the egg, then the vanilla, the baking powder, and the cinnamon. Just a little hint. Remember, it's a bread. It's not like a sweet bread. It's a regular bread. So I didn't want to add too much. I just figured the little cinnamon and the little vanilla would kind of take away the rawness from the egg. So that was my reasoning to add that. And I did add a little salt. But like I said, not a lot of cinnamon, not a lot of vanilla, because it's not a sweet bread. Just add a little. And then you're going to see me attempt to add a little mozzarella, but I really didn't. I added like the smallest pinch, probably 2 or 3 pieces, because right away I changed my mind. The whole time I was there mixing my egg, I was contemplating whether or not I wanted to add it, and then when I started putting it, I'm like, no, I'm not adding mozzarella. So I basically did not. So don't add any mozzarella, like I said, unless you know a recipe. Next thing, do not put your almond flour on that whisk that you used to whisk the egg. It's the freaking heaviest and hardest thing. Just use a spatula. You'll see me reach for a spatula a little later, but use a spatula. Do not use that whisk. That whisk is just so heavy in your hand, and that's why I like filming these videos, so I can make the mistake so you don't have to make them. And when I say the whisk is heavy, I just mean it got heavy from all the mixture on it. It was kind of hard to manipulate it with all the mixture, and probably that's why my stuff was flashing out. If I was using a spatula from beginning, I probably would manage it better. As you can see, look at that whisk. Look, everything got stuck in there, so I had to just take that out and use a spatula. So all you're gonna do is just mix and combine everything until it's a smooth mixture, until you feel like everything is blended out. You're seeing no thickness in the eggs, and it's gonna be like a dough. It's gonna be like a soft dough, and you just mix that up and set that aside. So I added a little cream of tartar to the egg white, and then I'm about to just blend until it becomes a cloud and stiff. It should be as stiff that if you turn the bowl upside down, nothing will fall out. I moved the bowl from off the stove top because it was just jerking too much with that mixer, so I just moved it to the countertop. See how nice and cloudy that is? And just know that the more you mix, the cloudier and stiffer it gets. So at this point, I'm just transferring the egg and almond flour mixture to a bigger bowl. Like I said, guys, use a big bowl, and then you want to just fold in the cloud little by little. That amount you can fold in about 3 times. So you put a little, then mix it in, more like fold it in, put some more, and then fold it in and put some more. But as you'll see, I transferred the mixture to that bowl with the cloud because it was the bigger bowl, and I just put the mixture in it and then I kept mixing. So the mix that you want to do is a folding mix, just like I'm doing, because you want to get the cloud mixed all the way in. You don't want to see the white, you want to turn everything yellow, but you want to just take your time and mix it in there so it just blend in. So you just take your time and no rush, and you can master that. So preparation took me no longer than about half an hour, just because I took my time to separate the eggs, and like I said, I had to start over and then like folding it in. I take my time to mix everything so your mixture come out nice and smooth and good. And guys, be sure to stay tuned to the end where I'll make some garlic bread. So homemade garlic bread, keto garlic bread, homemade keto garlic bread, the best homemade keto garlic bread. So here I'm just greasing my bread pan, prepping it for baking because I don't want it to stuck. I use a little butter and just use a piece of parchment paper to spread the butter around in it. But guys, use grease paper. Put whether grease or parchment paper, put it in the cake pan, because this was kind of trying to stuck a little. Well, it didn't stuck, but I kind of had to like use the knife after it got cool and kind of just push it away from the side. So use grease paper, that way you can just lift out the grease paper. Look at how rich and smooth this mixture came out. So like I said, I was preheating my oven for 350 degrees, and then I baked at 350 for about 35 minutes. Then I turned it up to 375 and baked for another 15 minutes. I decided to do it that way because I kind of wanted the almond flour to cook a little, so I wanted to cook it on low, which was the 350, and then turn it up so it could cook a little quicker without drying out. And you may have to use toothpick or your knife to push in it a few times just to see if it's cooked to your liking. You may like it a little drier, some people may like it a little moist. I did not want mine too dry because I wanted to make some garlic bread out of mine. Let's just take some time to appreciate the beauty of what I've created. And as you can see, the crumbs around it just like bread, but those crumbs came mainly because I was trying to separate it from the dish, because like I said, I didn't use grease paper, I used some butter in the dish. So next time I do this, I'll use grease paper instead of butter. That way I could just lift out the grease paper. So like I said, I was going to make some garlic bread, so I created my own garlic sauce. I just chopped some garlic as fine as I could, add a little butter and a little olive oil, and heated it in the microwave for about 2 minutes. And that's what I sprinkled over the bread, and I put it in the oven for about 10 minutes. And child, this garlic bread was the bomb diggity bomb. I also created my own keto lasagna from scratch, so that video is coming soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next upload. Mwah, mwah, mwah.